Movie review number 1471 is Casper. Casper is a 1995 movie that is directed by Brad Sibling. So this movie has Universal Pictures, and I saw this movie on October 11th, 2025 at Pierce Point Cinema 10 in Amelia, Ohio for its 30th anniversary. That is right. Casper is another movie that I re-released this year for its 30th anniversary. Also with films like Toy Story 1 and Apollo 13, which I saw in this one. And now I finally got to see Casper. It is a movie that I have never seen before. I have heard a lot about it, but I finally got a chance to see it. Now, I like how the movie got re-released during Halloween season, but this is a family-friendly movie. It's not one of those horror movies that is for adults only. No, this is a kids movie about a friendly ghost named Casper. Now, sometimes ghosts can be mean or scary, but now Casper, he's a friendly ghost. So Casper is a kind and young ghost who peacefully haunts a mansion in Maine. When specialist James Harvey arrives to communicate with Casper and his fellow spirits, because there are more spirits than just Casper, he brings along his teenage daughter Kat. Casper quickly falls in love with Kat, but their budding relationship is complicated not only by his transparent state, but also by his troublemaking apparition uncles and their mischievous antics. Oh gee, and those mischievous antics. Uh-oh. Like I said, it's not just Casper that is in this mansion. There are three other ghosts. And let's just say they can be a little rambunctious, maybe a little obnoxious, and a little bit of a headache for Cat. A Casper writes Cat, and Cat is starting to write Casper despite the fact that Casper is a ghost and Cat is a human being. Now, Casper used to be human, and the film does detail when he was a human and what happened that made him become a ghost. But I really like the relationship between Kat and Casper in the movie. I'm not saying it's like a romantic relationship, but it's more like the friendship. Maybe a little bit of interest toward each other. But you gotta remember something. Kat is only 12 years old. And I think Casper was 12 years old at the time when he died. So, but like I said, it's more of a friendship, I would say. But I think Casper really likes the fact that he made a new friend. And so does Kat. Now, what are they going to do about Casper's uncles? Well, let's just say it's not that Casper's uncles aren't the only ones that James Harvey and Kat have to watch out for. There's this woman who has inherited this mansion and wants the ghost out. But she wants it for different reasons. Maybe more greedy reasons. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie, in my opinion. So, this movie has Metrici Pearson voicing Casper McFadden in the movie. Um, Christina Ritchie portrays Kathleen or Kat Harvey, who is Dr. Harvey's, I think, his 12-year-old daughter, and also Casper's love interest. She recently lost her mother, and she wants to make a friend. Bill Pullman portrays Dr. James Harvey. He is Kat's widowed father, and he's a ghost therapist that interacts with the living impaired, helping them to cross into the next dimension, and he hopes at some point that he can find his deceased wife. Kathy Moretti portrays Catherine O'Carrollton Crittenden. She is a glamorous, treacherous, and greedy woman, and basically, she wants some treasure that is in this house. But in order to get the treasure, she needs to get the ghost out. And that's why she calls Dr. James Harvey, because she believes that he can get the ghost out. Eric Idle portrays Paul or Dibbs Prusko, who is Carrington's attorney. Joe Nepoti is the voice of Stretch. He is the hot-tempered leader of the ghostly trio, who bonds with Dr. Harvey. Joe Oleski voices Stinky, who is the quietest of the three, and he is the youngest member of the Ghostly Trio. And then Brad Garrett voices Fatso. He is usually the outlet for Stretch's anger, and he is known for being obsessed. So the Ghostly Trio are Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso. They are the three that kind of pick on Dr. James Harvey a little bit. Of course, they kind of did promise to him that they will find his deceased wife. I wonder if they will keep that promise. Well, I know what happens, but in case you haven't watched it yet, it would be pretty interesting on what happens. Goret Latif Goret Latif Hansen portrays Fit D. Philippi, who happens to be Cass's crush but also a friend of Amber's. Jessica Reeson portrays Amber Whitmere, who is Cass's rival and Fitz's friend. Amy Brenneman portrays Amelia Ohio, who is James's deceased wife and Cass's mother. Ben Stein portrays Ruth, Lugg, who is Carrington's royal, and Shaughnessy Leopardi and Spencer Fuhrman portrays Nikki and Andreas. Let's just say they are two preteen boys that explore Whipstaff Mansion in the opening scene of the movie. Leslie Thompson portrays Mr. Curtis, who is Cass's form teacher, and Michael McCarty portrays a bar drunk. Ooh. By the way, there are some other cameos that you get to see in this movie, including one that you might be familiar with. After all, Casper does have some ghost in this movie. So I wonder who do you call if you want to get rid of ghosts? Who do you call? Hmm. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I think kids and parents alike will definitely enjoy this movie as well. This movie was also executive produced by Steven Spielberg from Abrams Entertainment. Wow, pretty neat. So that's my movie review of Casper. Please enjoy from this movie review. Alright, goodbye.
Ghost.